Please like and subscribe. Let's grow NAIA basketball. Thank you. Cascade Hoops Talk, bringing the world NAIA basketball one podcast at a time. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Tons of conference action last night. We're going to take you through all that and how that affected the conference standings last night. Also, we're going to have Mark Darnall. He's the head men's basketball coach, Jessup University. Tons to get to. Let's just get right to it. So in the Sooner, number 2, Langston, they defeated Oklahoma Panhandle 83-40. Anthony Roy, 29 points, 9 rebounds, and Cortez Mosley, 16 points, 5 rebounds. The Langston Lions are 16-0 now. They got to go to Wayland Baptist on Saturday. That could be a good test. Oklahoma Panhandle is struggling this season. Something tells me they're taking notes, and they're going to remember this round through the Sooner when they get well in a year or two. Sagu, they just get into the top 25 and they lose to Mid-America Christian. They go to 11-5. Eddie Smith for Mid-America Christian, 17 points, 6 rebounds, and D'Angelo Adkins, he had 10 points, 13 rebounds for the double-double. Big win for Mid-America Christian. Sagu goes to 11-5. They're going to play Southwestern Christian on Saturday. Taking a look at the scores there in the Sooner, John Brown beat Texas Wesleyan in overtime. Big win for them. This score never got the little final tag, but I'm sure that was final. UNT Dallas beat Southwestern Christian. Science and Arts, big win over Oklahoma City. They're at home. And then Wayland Baptist tonight beat Central Christian. Let's move over to the standings. Langston 10-0. John Brown right there. They're only 2 games back. Another half game back is Wayland. Science and Arts and Mid-America Christian, along with Sagu, are all knocking at the door. That is going to be a conference race, especially if somebody can, if they can stop Langston, give them a couple losses. In the Mid-South tonight, Cumberland's, they go to 17-1. They defeated Cumberland, no relation, 100-77. Jonathan Brown, 16 points, 5 rebounds. Matthew Cromer, 18 points, 5 rebounds. As I say, they're 17-1, and they don't play again till next Thursday. They're going to take on Bethel. Also, Freed Hardman, they just laid the wood to Lindsey Wilson tonight, 100-61. Hunter Skurlock, 15 points, and Quan Lax and Geraldo Lane, they both had 13. Freed Hardman, those Lions are 15-2, and they're going to play Campbellsville. They have to travel to Campbellsville on Saturday. That should be a good test. Again, let's look at the rest of the league. Well, the only other game really is the Campbellsville defeated Bethel. We went through the other 2. Okay, so the standings, really not a lot of games in so far. Cumberland's and Freed Hardman are both 3-1. But look at this. This is what I want to show you. Man, I know Coach Briggs isn't happy about that 0-2 start. Something tells me that's going to tighten up before it's over. Frontier Conference tonight. Montana Tech, they're number 8 in the country now. They defeated Montana Western up there in that thin air up in Butte, 81-76. Caleb Bellich, 19 points, 5 rebounds. Hayden Deacons, 13 points, 10 rebounds, double-double. The Ore Diggers, they go to 14-3, and they're going to take on, they have to travel to the Argos of Providence on Saturday. Around the rest of the Frontier, not a ton of teams in this conference. Carroll, good win for Carroll. They defeat Rocky Mountain. And then the Argos of Providence, they stop Montana Northern. Let's take a look over here at the standings. Not very many games in yet. Montana Tech and Carroll have kind of taken early control of the conference, but there's a long way to go. In the southern states, really only one game. Loyola, they defeated Point 69-63. That game did not have much significance in the standings. Number 12, LSU Shreveport, They beat Xavier. That was a good win for Shreveport. I know Xavier's dropped out of the top 25, but they beat them. They were at home in Shreveport. They beat Xavier 81-72. Paul King, 16 points, 2 rebounds, and Tyler Washington, 18 points, 11 rebounds. The Pilots of Shreveport, they're 12-3, and they're going to take on North American on Saturday. Around the rest of the conference, LSU Alexandria wins again. North American really has been playing well. They win. Never did get a score for this game. Paul Quinn wins in overtime over Jarvis Christian, and Texas College also survives in overtime. So going over to the standings, Shreveport and Alexandria are dead tied. Texas College is, what is that? Well, they're statistically tied. And then Xavier, it's basically a 4 or 5 team race right here. And they're all, one weekend can change all that. In the Chicagoland, just one game. Roosevelt beat Indiana Northwest 78-51. The Lakers are playing really good ball. Julio Montez II, 18 points. Sanjay Najee, 15 points, 6 rebounds. The Lakers go to 15-2, and they will travel to Holy Cross on Saturday. Taking a look at those standings, Roosevelt, that's a 1.5 game lead over Olivet Nazarene, another half game Indiana South Bend, and then it just basically stair steps, but it's still a 5-team race. In the Cal-Pac tonight, Antelope Valley defeated Embry-Riddle. Antelope Valley is playing really good. You never hear anything about them, right? They're athletic and they're tough and they're hard to beat. Don't write them off, I guess is what I'm saying. They win tonight 76-69. They go to 16-2. Eric Nicholas, 27 points, 11 rebounds, big double-double. Christian Taylor, 10 points, 9 rebounds. Now, Antelope Valley, they're going to go to Sagu on Saturday. So we're going to find out just where Antelope Valley is. That'll be a good test for both teams. In the Cal-Pac tonight, the rest of the Cal-Pac, the conference is down this year, I'll admit, but Park Gilbert, they beat Pacific Union. Pacific Union is just really struggling. Westcliff, good win for Westcliff to go to Merced and get that win. Look at that score, 47-45. Now, both teams shot like 32%, 23 from 3. There was 0 fast break points. I didn't get to watch the game, but probably just looked like a ball control game. Benedictine Mesa stops Cal Maritime, and St. Catherine beats Simpson. Going over to the standings, Antelope Valley at this point kind of running away with it. St. Catherine, their closest rival, UC Merced, Mesa, and then Westcliff with that win tonight goes on the winning side of the ledger along with La Sierra. They need somebody to stop Antelope Valley. I think that conference still only gets one bid. Out of the River States tonight, St. Mary's of the Woods, they stop West Virginia Tech. West Virginia Tech was really hoping they could put a dent in there. IU Kokomo, they're back to form. They beat Alice Lloyd by 30. Rio Grande wins over Brescia. Ohio Christian over Oakland City. So St. Mary's of the Woods, Shawnee State, Point Park. All these teams, everybody's this tight race. In the Appalachian, just a couple of games. Kentucky Christian fell to Reinhardt. Johnson beat Bluefield. Pikeville, though, they're just holding Union back. Look at that, a game and a half. And then CIU. And Johnson has snuck up there. This was a three-team race for a while, but Johnson has snuck up there, and, they got the win again tonight. In the Heart, that's a really closely contested conference as well. But all the suspects won tonight. So Central Methodist, Mount Mercy beat William Penn, but these are the three to look at. St. Methodist. Central Methodist beat Culver Stockton. Mid-American Nazarene beat Park, and Graceland won. So look at the standings. So Central Methodist, Graceland, Mid-American Nazarene, they've all got a half game on Baker, and they're just holding them down. And then way back is Missouri Valley. Definitely a 4-team race in the heart. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. I got Mark Darnall. He's the head men's. Whoa. I got Mark Darnall. I kind of jumped the shark there for a second. Mark Darnall, he's head coach of Jessup University. The Warriors, they struggle. They lost a couple games that no, you wouldn't expect them to. Mark Darnall's a new first-year head coach. They brought in a lot of new guys, but they're really starting to blend now. And I think they're 3-1 in the GSAC. So they're playing really good basketball. We wanted to talk to him how it was going here halfway through the season. He was gracious enough to give us the time. So let's listen to Mark Darnall. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. I got Mark Darnall. He's the head men's basketball coach, Jessup Warriors. Thanks for being on the show, Mark.
Hey, Bill. Great to be back. Thanks for having me.
I wanted to get you on because you had a little bit of a stumble. You lost a couple games. You ended up losing to Merced, a game that kind of surprised me a little bit. But since that point, I think you're 7 of the last 8. It's been a pretty good turnaround. You and I were just talking. You dropped a game at Hope, which is a tough place to play. But just talk about the state of Warrior basketball right now.
We dealt with some things at UC Merced as, we're still learning about each other. We've had a lot of new faces this year, including my own. We had a tough game there, probably one of our worst games of the year, but we obviously responded from them. But also we got some players back. Ty Artis has been playing great, and he was only back a couple games at that time. And then Xavier Lovelace, he's back and he's starting for us. The group's just starting to figure each other out a little bit more and starting to click a little bit and really starting to see the potential of how good we can be. And so no better time than right now to be doing that, even after a tough loss at Hope.
When I was going through your team, your core group, if you will, as you said, you just talked about Xavier Lovelace. He's joined the starters now, senior, but you've been pretty much riding, Jansen, Blackman, Corey, and Artis. I mean, up to this point, those guys are getting the bulk of the minutes. There's three of them are juniors. I mean, the future is bright for you. But just talk about that group along with Xavier.
Yeah, they're really figuring each other out, and they're actually really enjoying playing with each other. And I just think that's so key. That any one of those guys on any night, Jamaris has led us in scoring, Ty's led us in scoring, Miles has led us in scoring. Aiden's just been a consistent, monster shoot. He had 15, 8, and 8 last game. He's assisting and playmaking and being a mismatch nightmare. And so all 4 of those guys just really starting to get in a groove with each other and enjoying playing with each other. That's what I try to preach to these guys. You gotta enjoy other successes as much as your own. If you do that, the game can be really fun to play.
And the last time I talked to you, the program was in a little bit of flux. There was a lot of talk about, a lot of energy going to the NC2A Division II. There was the distraction of, rolling Multnomah under the Jessup umbrella. And then, new coach, new players. Has that settled in? Do you feel like you're kind of operating in a normal sense right now?
Yeah, I guess that's how you could put it. Yeah, I'm just lost in the season. I think we all are, and we're, with the confidence of getting the wins against Arizona Christian and Ottawa at home. I think guys are just really, they gained some confidence and really starting to see the potential of this team. And now we're just trying to capitalize on that. And so right now there's nothing else in our minds other than, what today is, and continuing we harp on the process, and the process is just what you can do today to get better. That's what we're focused on. We got Menlo coming up. And so it's just, hey, what can I do today to get better and get ready for that next game?
This is your first trip as the head coach through the GSAC. It's a really tough conference. Talk about the gauntlet and, what your first impressions are of the GSAC.
Yeah, there's no nights off, and I've had different head coaches that have texted me, and obviously we've gotten off to a great start, and hopefully we can keep it going. But what's amazing about the GSAC is even within each individual game, adjustments that coaches make, and knowing that, hey, the second time around, guys are going to be doing things differently to try to find a way to win, just because it's so hard. It's hard to get a stop. It's hard to get a bucket. And so each possession like that matters. And so each coach is trying to find, an edge to win a game. And that's what I really have respected so far about this league, is just the coaching and the competitive level. It's crazy. It's off the charts. You definitely can feel a difference from going from non-conference to the conference slate.
You're probably going to punch me in the nose, but I have one question. You guys, one of your strengths is you guys are big and strong. I would expect that you would out-rebound teams more. Your rebound margin, I think, is about 3. Are you concerned that Are you concerned with that, I guess is what I'm asking?
Yeah, no, rebounding is something we talk about every day. And it was an issue earlier on. It hasn't killed us too much. It hurt us at Hope. We should be probably a little better offensive rebounding team than we are. But we got some smaller guards too. It's a mix of it, right? Because we have some mix of speed and size, and it's just continuing to challenge those perimeter players to come in there and get some too, because of how fast we play. If they're able to get it, we're able to get out on the break even quicker, and so, no, it's something we talk about every day, because I do understand the importance of it, especially in this conference.
So, Coach, is your typical strategy to crash the boards, or to get the guards out or back and defend?
Yeah, no, we want, guys that are really good offensive rebounders to offensive rebound. Aiden and X have great knack to get rebounds. Even some of our guards have some knack to scrap offensive rebounds. And, Anthony coming off the bench and Duke have great size and ability to affect the glass. So we want them doing that. Obviously teams in our league really, really push. And so there's a balance to it, in regards to who we try to get back and who we have attack the glass, to make sure we're not giving up easy baskets on the other end. We got to try to prevent that. It's kind of game to game, but we just have some natural rebounders, and just hopefully they can continue to do that and get us extra possessions. Winning the possession game, I think, is so key, and that's limiting turnovers and turning other teams over, and that's getting offensive rebounds and limiting rebounds.
I want to ask you about a couple guys specifically. Miles Corey, one of the most athletic guys in the country, has a very special game. Just talk about his game.
Yeah, he's dynamic. He can do so many different things, and we're really working on improve. He's been a natural scorer. He just broke our all-time scoring record last week, and super big accomplishment that we're proud of him for and excited for him about. Man, he's poured a lot into this program, and so it's great to be able to celebrate an individual like that that's really put a lot into a place like he has. But his playmaking has improved, especially recently. I think the week before he might have had like a 7 assists, 1 turnover game. Like his decision making is something we talked about since summer, of continuing to watch film and improve and try to help him with and help him. He's so explosive, continue to change his gears to be able to read the game as well as, use his speed. And so with him continuing to grow as a player in that, I'm excited about him and his growth as a player still. I think he has room to get better, as good as he is already. But another part is his defense. He's just a difference maker with his quickness and strength. He's able to guard guys bigger than he is, and he's able to, really be out and pressure. And then his leadership, he's been able to bring guys along with them, including that group that's been playing so well together.
He's definitely one of the most explosive players in the country. If people haven't watched him, they need to figure out how to either get to a game and watch him, or at least, it doesn't do it justice watching it on TV, but super explosive guy, man. When he gets to the rim, it's pretty dynamic. Yeah. And another question I have for you is, what do you put in Ty Artis's Wheaties? He's shooting almost 54%, 42% from 3. He's shooting the heck out of the ball.
Yeah, Ty's special, man. I mean, he can play make, he can find guys, he really shoots it. He leads all of our 3-point shooting stuff in practice. He's got a float game, so like you take away his 3 and he's able to get to the basket and leverage his body. He's creative and he's just savvy. I don't know how to put it, but I've loved him. He's been great, great to coach. And,
Yeah.
I just think that's where the mix of our size and then guards like him and Miles and Jamaris that can get downhill and also shoot threes. It just makes it really difficult to defend.
Coach, I know you don't like to look ahead, but over the next 4 games, I mean, you're really going into the gauntlet of that GSAC. What's it going to take for you guys to continue to put the pressure on the rest of the conference?
It's going to be our defense. That's where we've hung our hat. I knew taking over the program and combining all these new players returning and me, that the offense was going to take a minute, and it has, and it's obviously starting to see some fruition come. And but I said from the start, we got to hang our hat defensively. It's been my background, and I think we're leading the conference in defensive field goal percentage and 3-point percentage, and Hope's right there. There's some good defensive teams in our league, but that's where we need to hang our hat to win games, and that's what it's going to take throughout this conference is guarding, and that's been my message, and I think that's going to be the key to our success in the GSAC, is if we're able to defend. And honestly, against Hope, that's what we didn't. I was so worried about their defense, because they're such a good defensive team. They ended up having a lot of success on us offensively, and so we can't. We got to always wear a hard hat and defend and rebound, and to me, that's what it's going to take.
Well, I think that's a great point. When I was going through your team, you were holding teams under 40 and from the 3 under 30. I mean, if you can keep doing that, you're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the key, and that's been the success I've had in other programs that I've been at in the past. And so that's where I'm lining it here. And these guys have bought into it. We've got good defenders, and we've got versatile defenders, and we have the size and quickness to be a good defensive team. And so far this year we have been, and I want us to just continue to get even better, and so we're not satisfied, and we want to find holes in what we're doing to continue to make sure we are getting better and hanging our hat on the defensive end.
Well, Coach Darnall, I really appreciate you giving me the time. I wish you a lot of luck as keep going through this GSAC gauntlet. It's going to be tough.
It is, man. You're stressing me out because I already know it. So it's an absolute bear, but we're looking forward to the challenge, and I'm excited for it. It's been an awesome experience for me for first year as a head coach, and just trying to find ways to continue to get these guys better and try to do the best that we can.
Well, thank you very much. That's Coach Mark Darnall. He's the head men's basketball coach, Jessup Warriors. Thank you, Coach.
You bet. Have a great day. Thanks.
Hey, thanks a lot to Coach Darnall and to Jessup University for letting us set that up. Appreciate him giving the time. Well, it's Friday. I'm going and watching basketball this weekend. Why don't you do the same thing? We'll get back together on Monday, and we'll look at all the weekend action, how it affected all the conferences, which are starting to turn into some big races. But get out and support your team, and don't forget, NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school, because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.